When the last rays of the Arizona sun bled across the horizon, 24-year-old cowboy Colton Hayes rode alone through the desert, his chest still heavy with the weight of a past he never talked about. Once a rancher, now a drifting loner, he only trusted his horse, Duststorm. As he crossed the dry riverbed, a strange sound caught his attention. Panicked breathing, soft but desperate, like someone trying not to cry. Colton slowed his horse and followed the noise into a canyon split by red stone. There, surrounded by 3 snarling prairie wolves, stood a young Apache girl no older than 19. Long raven hair whipped in the wind, her face streaked with dust and fear. But her eyes, sharp as obsidian, held defiance. She had a knife, but the wolves circled closer, hungry. Without thinking, Colton drew his revolver and fired warning shots. The wolves backed up, howling, but the largest lunged toward the girl. Colton spurred Duststorm, leaping between them. Steel flashed, dust exploded, and with a quick draw the cowboy dropped the beast before it reached her. Silence fell. Only the girl's trembling breath remained. She stared at him with a mixture of awe and disbelief. Why help me?" she whispered in her accented English. Colton dismounted slowly. "Because no one deserves to die alone out here," he answered, his voice steady. She swayed on her feet, exhausted. "My name is Ayanna," she murmured. "Daughter of Chief Red Elk." Colton stiffened. That meant trouble. Apache land was forbidden to outsiders. Before he could speak, Ayanna collapsed into his arms, unconscious. He carried her to his camp and tended her wounds through the night. As she slept, she mumbled words in Apache, clutching his hand as though she feared losing him. By sunrise, she woke to the smell of coffee and crackling fire. Instead of fear, she watched him with deep curiosity. "Cowboy," she said gently, "you saved my life. And in my people's law, a life saved becomes a life owed." Colton smiled uneasily. "No need for that. I'm just passing through." But Ayanna stood, brushing dust from her leather dress, her expression fierce and unyielding. She stepped closer, placing a hand on his chest. "No," she whispered. "You saved me from death. That means something." Colton felt a warmth that scared him more than wolves ever could. "I need to take you back to your tribe," he insisted. Her eyes hardened instantly. "I cannot return. There are men in my tribe who want power, who would rather see me dead than see me inherit my father's place." Colton froze. "You're saying someone tried to kill you?" She nodded. "Those wolves were driven toward me by them." A cold realization hit him. This wasn't an accident. Ayanna stepped even closer, her voice low and steady. "Cowboy, I will go wherever you go now. I belong with you until I am safe." Colton tried to protest, but she lifted her chin bravely. "In Apache way. You saved my breath. You hold my fate. You cannot leave me." She placed her hand firmly around his wrist. "You're mine now," she said softly yet powerfully. Colton's heart pounded. For the first time in years, he felt like someone needed him, not for what he had lost, but for who he was. And so, under the rising desert sun, the unlikely bond between a wounded cowboy and a fierce Apache princess began, one that would shake the Wild West. Colton and Ayanna rode north toward the hidden mesas, where she claimed her enemies waited, each mile tightening the invisible thread between them. The cowboy, once a man of silence, now listened to stories of her childhood, how she learned to track storms, how her mother taught her to braid thunder symbols into her hair for courage. Ayanna learned his secrets too, the ranch he left behind, the brother who betrayed him, and the quiet ache he carried in his chest. The desert wind stitched their hearts together in ways neither spoke aloud. But danger chased them like a shadow. At dusk, the thundering hooves of Apache riders echoed across the canyon. Ayanna's eyes widened. "It is Kosa," she whispered. "He wants my father's place. If he catches me, he will take it by force." Colton gritted his teeth. "Not gonna happen." The riders surrounded them, spears raised. Kosa rode forward, a tall warrior with jagged scars and pit-black eyes. "Ayanna," he growled, "you bring shame. Coming back with an outsider." Ayanna stepped in front of Colton. "He saved me. You sent the wolves. You want power more than honor." Kosa smirked. If honor is needed, I will take it from his blood. He lunged. Ayanna grabbed Colton's knife and blocked the strike, sparks flying. The canyon erupted into chaos, horses rearing, dust swirling, steel clashing. Colton fought with the raw instinct of a man who had lost too much to lose again. Ayanna moved with deadly grace, a storm in human form. Together they drove the riders back until only Kosa remained. Furious, he raised his spear at Ayanna. Colton shouted, "No!" and fired, knocking the spear from his hand. The rest of the tribe, hearing the gunshot, arrived led by Chief Red Elk himself. The old chief's eyes filled with tears when he saw his daughter alive. "My child," he whispered. "We thought you lost," Kosa panicked. "She lies. The cowboy, he bewitched her." But Ayanna stood tall. "No, he saved me from your betrayal. You are not worthy of leading our people." The chief's warriors seized Kosa as he screamed. Red Elk turned to Colton. "You brought my daughter home when the world wanted her dead. How can Apache repay such a debt?" Before Colton could speak, Ayanna stepped forward, her voice strong and sure. "He already belongs to us," she said. "He belongs to me." The chief raised an eyebrow. Colton swallowed hard, unsure what she meant. Then Ayanna took his hand, openly, proudly, and intertwined her fingers with his. "Cowboy," she said softly, "your heart is brave, and the spirits brought you to me. Will you stay? Not as outsider, but as the one I choose." Colton looked at her, at the fire in her eyes, the strength in her stance, the life she fought so hard to protect, and for the first time, he saw a future worth living. "Ayanna," he murmured, "I think I was yours from the moment I heard you scream in that canyon." She smiled, the kind of smile that heals wounds no medicine can touch. The tribe cheered, drums echoing across the stars. Under the moonlit sky, the cowboy and the Apache girl stood together. Two lost souls who found not only safety, but destiny in each other. And as the night wind whispered through the desert, Ayanna leaned into him and whispered once more, "You're mine now, and I am yours."